that we're here and all this stuff in a very similar way is going on right around us is brilliant. So it's wonderful to be at the heart of SDFC Science, and thanks SDFC, thanks to Sophie and the gang for having us all here. It's absolutely brilliant to welcome you all, and for the first time ever in the 10-year history of the CERN at School initiative, we now are a multi-site event. We have Laura, give us a shout out for Laura, can you all wave? Because somebody should be taking photos and saying, hi Laura! She's up with Stirling High School and they're doing a similar thing with just the same number, probably exactly similar numbers of students, all doing their own presentations there. And on this side, we have Campbell Science Academy and, Campbell Science and International Academy. I've been trying to practice this word for ages. Down here, right down in Cornwall, and that's Mike, who is organising that. So we can give a big shout out for Mike. Hi! So we've got 3 people who are all organising similar events with loads of students just like you who've been ever so active using the kit. So brilliant to have you here. I'm just going to be very quick to try and catch up and hope that that other school pops in at some point. My name is Becky and I run the Institute for Research in Schools, but I just wanted to point out that on one of Michael's slides, and I certainly won't start in on that, we first met Michael 10 years ago in 2007, and Peter Hatfield was one of the people on the trip, we'll point him out on Michael's slides, and Chantal, who is speaking this afternoon, both of whom have now got their PhD, were part of that original gang who started off trying to get this amazing technology into schools. Because you are dealing, as Stephen said, you are dealing with cutting edge. You know, you're dealing with the actual frontier of science. And I would actually suggest you're perhaps not even playing, you're doing the real thing. You're actually contributing new things. And that's 10 years ago we started, and now look at you all coming here, presenting, got your posters for lunchtime. So over that 10 years, people have made huge contributions, and think how valuable your contribution is to the frontiers of science. The whole point of IRIS is to actually allow you to do cutting-edge research while you're at school. And thanks to Michael's support, CERN at School in general, expanding and growing, and SGFC support, we've managed to go into loads of different areas and really become a huge research project for you, to contribute to the people here and to the work going on. And people, as you see, go on from doing this. We didn't have a CERN at School symposium then, that's only come more recently, but people like Peter and Chantal, who are part of the original gang, are now all top research scientists and doing amazing things. So that's an option for you. We're sort of getting you in early. So welcome everybody. Welcome Natalie, gorgeous to see you. So we've got everybody here now, so that's fantastic. And Natalie, we're also, I'm just going to go back just to check, we're also in 3 places, in Scotland and in Cornwall, this multi-site CERN at School symposium. So, fantastic. So, this actually is also a picture of some of the early gang who all went on that trip. And this is when we ended up going to the launch of the Large Hadron Collider. You know, it started up in 2008, and SGFC said to me, oh, it'd be nice to have some students there. Now, if I can do this. Is that the pointer? Oh! Sorry. It freaks me out this when I get this all so rubbish wrong. That, Peter Hatfield, as you see, this gorgeous lady, Chantal Nobbs, who's speaking this afternoon. And we had such a great day, didn't we? We went up to the launch of the Large Hadron Collider, you know, when they actually started it, and because everybody was actually much more, I'm afraid to say, Stephen, they were much more interested in what the students and how inspiring it was for the students than I remember Ben Brown on the BBC saying, Becky, can you just explain explain how this darn thing works, because we've had scientists on all day, and you don't know, so here's me going, well, the protons are smashing into each other, and everybody was getting really excited about the students, and Peter was on, we were on Radio 4, we were on BBC News. This was us, you see, at the BBC, with all those badges, and we look as though we're vaguely drunk. I look far much younger, or 10 years ago, wouldn't recognise it, but we were all so related, weren't we? And that was like the start of all of this. And now look at you, all speaking and loads of people doing amazing stuff. So the whole thing about the Institute of Research in Schools is allowing you. See, I would have had a picture of you up there if I'd been able to take it and get it in time. But so it's about you doing the stuff, being inspired. Even if you don't go on and be scientists, you'll have had that experience, but perhaps it will persuade you that actually cool science is for you, because it certainly did. These people, my old students, who are now mostly doing science, actually, either in industry. So like Rachel here, she works in industry at Atkins in Birmingham. Cassie, she works for Schlumberger. She goes off and does oil stuff. She is making loads of money working in Germany and Houston and doing amazing things. So it's a sort of a stepping stone for you. So, as we said, Centre School has turned into this amazing programme where we use this chip, very different from the early days when we started with just a homemade device. It's still the amazing chip, but in a bit of plastic which we made up in DT. Now we've got fantastic resources which Laura's done. Hello, Laura, up in Scotland, and lots of you are borrowing the kit. But it's also got very many other aspects which you can do with that. For example, Peter led the team which put a payload up in space, the Lambton Ultimate Cosmic Ray Intensity Detector, so that's 5 chips, and you'll hear talks about that later. But just to give everybody who's new to this, and who hasn't done that much on the whole CERN at School project, an idea. So we've got stuff all around in schools on the ground, we've got stuff in space, and that was the selfie that the satellite took when it came out of the rocket. So that was my favourite selfie of all times. I always have to put that up. We have the Tim Picks project, and we have contributions about that this afternoon. So good old Tim Peak, because these chips are now on the International Space Station. We also, as a result of this, so thanks Michael, because this really led to a whole lot of research going out to loads of different people in the Institute for Research in Schools. We have the Higgs Hunters project, which Camden School for Girls are going to talk about, and that's fantastic. Any prizes for who that is? Oh folks, now come on, here's a bit of a clue. Don't be shy, come on, I want every hand up. Please, somebody put a hand up, not you, and not staff. I'm going to pick on somebody because I know somebody's doing that. Not really. Come on, somebody tell me. Is Christian ends into the P? Yes, Peter Higgs. And he was so lovely at the launch of Higgs Hunters. So this is a project looking at Atlas data, but I'll leave them to talk about it later. And students were saying, if we found something as part of this project, do you think we could call it the Higglet, a decay of the Higgs particle? And he said, I'm not sure my children would be that happy, but I wouldn't mind. He was so lovely. And that's Alan Barr and, Peter Hatfield, who's always fantastic, runs our student advisory board. So we have other projects for you. So lots has come out. I'm only just focusing on a few physics ideas. Not only have you got CERN at School, but you've got Amazing Atmospheres, which is looking at, it's actually a sort of spacey one, it's looking at how the atmosphere in rooms varies, what actually are the trace gases in big like school exam halls, linking to the trace gas orbiter which is going around Mars and looking for that methane on Mars, which is inexplicable. Why is there methane on Mars? We don't think it's Martian cows, but there certainly is methane and they're not sure how it is. So that's another whole project. We're getting chemistry projects going. We've got amazing ionic liquids, which Jamie Costello's school started up, and that's going wild. Just to let you know that a week ago we got a new project which we'd like you all to do, whether you're doing CERN at School or you are all doing so at school, which is brilliant. We want you to carry on and do amazing new things. We want you also to be involved in MELT and encourage students lower down the school. MELT is about the polar ice caps and the problems of global warming, basically the huge amounts of carbon dioxide in the air resulting in climate change, and what are we going to do about this? Does anybody recognise this chap here? He set off yesterday on the first ever solar energy powered mission to the South Pole. He arrived in Antarctica and he's going to the South Pole purely on renewable energy. So he's using things like bio-oils, he's got a NASA ice melter, and he's setting off and he's linking with us to send back pictures of the pole and the MELT project. This is the Halley station from the British Antarctic Survey down at the South Pole, and the whole point is, and it's got gorgeous water, and that's in winter obviously when it's dark there all the time, the project is to actually analyse your carbon footprint, to see if your school, I bet loads of your schools have like environmental clubs and green energy clubs and green sort of make your environment better, eco-warriors, somebody said to me yesterday their school had. Let them actually start calculating their carbon footprint, trying to do things to reduce it. Robert has set us this target of 326 million tonnes of carbon dioxide to take out of the atmosphere by 2025, and associated with that we're working with the British Antarctic Survey to look at the ice caps, to actually use Earth observation data to look at the ice caps. So that's our latest new project, which many schools, once they get going so brilliantly as you are with solar schools, start doing everything. So take this on board, it's going to be brilliant. Also we've got Jamie Costello talked about vertigo. We've got fantastic high-spark speakers, which we're now working with, who are first up. And Peter's going to be talking about papers. This is actually his paper, which he wrote when he was at school. And so one of our aims is to try and get you to publish more and to get papers under your belt before you go to university, which is, not common, something amazing to put on a UCAS form, something amazing that you'll enjoy. So that's really all from me. Yes, 11 o'clock, I managed to catch us up. So I bet everybody gets tuned on. So here we go. What we've got now is a fantastic day of Michael Campbell telling us all the background to the chip and all the latest stuff about the Time Gips 3. We've got fantastic school speakers. At lunchtime you've got time to look at everybody's posters, another set of speakers, fantastic updates on these amazing new projects, Vertigo in particular, from Jamie, and what we're doing about encouraging and supporting you to write papers. That's Peter in the afternoon, and then you've got Chantal Knobs finishing off about how she's ended up in fusion research. So please ask questions. Key thing, when the students come up, because they're not mic'd up, they need to stand here and deliver on these mics, yeah? Because we haven't got a million mics to keep switching into all of you. So, and we'll try and keep you to time, but it gives me huge pleasure all the way from CERN to welcome Dr. Michael Campbell, who's the spokesperson for the Olympics Collaborations and has been supporting CERN at school for 10 years. And it's really fantastic you've come here to give us your overview. I'll switch, but you're going on to, no, I'm going to switch back because you're going onto your laptop, aren't you? So can we welcome Michael Campbell to talk and give us all the background about the CERN kit. Thank you.